Hi there, Jamie again. And today I wanted to show off the new Alexa Skills Kit toolkit for Visual Studio Code. Um, it was actually released last month or the end of July, but I finally got a chance to play with it, and like it really speeds things up. Especially if you're already familiar with Ask CLI. You can see here you can use some of the ask commands very quickly. You can access templates, which means sample code, very useful. Even submit your skill again, all offline. Like I can make a skill without even touching the actual developer console, which is especially as skills get more and more complex. That's pretty nifty. I'd like to say nifty. Yeah. First thing, you gotta install Visual Studio Code. Unfortunately, I've beaten you to it. Just Google it or go to the link in the description. It's just over here, download, done. Next thing, we need to install the extension. So go to the blog. I'll link to it again in the description. You can install it over here. So you see this link. Open that in a new tab. This will be the dedicated page. Hit install. Hit open Visual Studio Code, and then it takes you to the page directly. This is what we just read in the blog. Hit install. And then, or maybe, oh, sorry, there's another one here. So hit install. Just any installs, just hit them, just click them, just make sure it's installed. So I think reload over here. Is that good? Cool. Okay, it's working. So next, I think we need to add a workspace. So if I just do add folder in documents, I'll just do ask projects. Why not? Hit this, hit add, and right, we're in now. What can we do? So all you have to do, and it even says over here, show all commands, go to file, do some of that. Control Shift P, and that will basically bring up. I think it's alphabetical, so it's convenient that ask begins with A. Brings up all of the stuff that we can do with the extension in Visual Studio Code. You can see here, you can simulate the skill, so I can test it without even getting a device or going to the simulator. I can delete, I can clone, I won't go through everything, but you can see, and some of the more stuff built in, but yeah, a lot of stuff. So let's actually make a skill, shall we? So I'll do Control Shift P, and then we want to do, let's just do a basic one for now. So create basic skill package. Name of the skill, Jamie Dev Shed Test Skill. And you know what? You're missing all the fun. You can actually see here, this is the command that I'd be calling in in command line if I wanted to do the same thing. What are you doing? You can see the link, like how it's all working, and how we actually kind of have like a mini terminal within the IDE. It's still weird to me, but that's it's all good. So if we go over here now, I'll extend this a little bit. See, we have everything you expect, especially if you've used RCLI before. So we have the backend code in index.js. What is this even doing? Welcome to Alexa Skills Kit. You can say hello. So it's very basic. It's just like a hello world skill. Models. So we have a US version over here. That's all good. Yeah, it's super basic. Like we only have a few utterances. That's fine. And yeah, so we've made a new skill. So let's deploy it. Let's actually get it into the console. Let's build the interaction model and all that. So how do I do that? Well, I can just go again, Control Shift P, and you see deploy the skill. If there's lots of commands, I can type it. So deploy the skill, and then hit enter. Yeah, there's more to it. So I can even choose specifically what I want to deploy. For now, I've not deployed anything, so I'll just do all. And again, you can see the command that I'd be calling. Sorry. Okay, you might see this as well. I do need to change to the folder first. So if I do Control D, yep, and then I do the same thing. Oh, no, so I can even press up and just get the same command. So it's like an actual terminal. Well, it is a terminal. You get what I mean. So now you can see this was the actual command that we would have called if we weren't having it all automated for us. And yeah, now it's going to deploy the skill. So here's our skill ID. Deploy everything. So yeah, if you've done this before, you'll know it takes a little bit of time, especially to build the interaction model. So whilst that's doing its thing, I can show you some of the other stuff that you might find helpful. So if you just wanted to deploy, like sometimes you don't want to deploy everything. You just want to deploy the code, because that's, once you sort out your interaction model, you're mostly just playing around with the code, right? Like building out the responses and making sure Alexa says the right thing. So you can just do deploy to AWS Lambda. So this is just about finishing. Try invoking your skill. So this is now deployed. Argument missing? Oh, maybe I tried to deploy it twice. So now if I go back to my browser and I go to the console, let's refresh. I think this is this. Oh, so you can see here, Jamie Dev shared test skill. So modified 0309. That was just now. Very good. Go to Lambda. Hopefully we have the function here. Oh, wait. Sorry, it is here. Yeah, 42 seconds ago. Let's get it to the top. So ask Jamie Dev shared. And if I hit this now, I mean, again, probably wouldn't want to, but I can then edit the code over here and then save that real quick rather than doing. Probably shouldn't, but then again, if you did, I think, where is it? There's a diff. There you go. Oh, so cool. List the differences between the local and remote version of skill resources. Yeah, it's nice to have like a little bit more, like, if you've done source control, it's nice to have a little bit more power when you're developing your skills offline. Sometimes you don't even need to do the Control Shift P and go through this stuff. If I just wanted to deploy the Lambda, like if I made a change, right click, deploy to AWS Lambda. So let's say I make a change. Let's say you can say goodbye instead of hello. So I'll do Control S save. If I just do Lambda, deploy to AWS Lambda, it will do the relevant command, updating Lambda function. And yeah, I think that should be good. So yeah, if I then went back to all my functions and then clicked it, and then yeah, now you can see it says goodbye. And yeah, you can do the same for the models. You can do the same for the manifest. You can literally build your whole entire skill without even going to to AWS or the Alexa developer console. In terms of actually editing the code, not only does it have like some sort of like IntelliSense, so if I do like let's say handler, it brings everything up. I can do dot, and then I don't know, yeah, you see here speak, I can say hello, and then dot do reprompt, so like that. This one, setting a string, have Alexa. You can see it's telling me what all of these functions do without me needing to check the documentation or GitHub or anything like that. It's just, yeah, it's really useful. You can also do, you just saw me write all of that out as well, by the way. But what if I didn't want to write that out? So if I just do ASK, you can see we have a mini version over here called Ask SDK Speak. If I hit enter, that just brings everything up for me. So again, for intent handlers, if I do ask SDK intent handler, that does the can handle stuff, the handle stuff, all for me. I just need to update the intent. Yeah, very, very nice. Go check it out for yourself, and let me know your thoughts as well in the comments, of course. I know I'm going to be using it, as I think I said it once before. It's pretty nifty. Yeah, right. With that, that should just about do it. If you have any questions or anything, let me know, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.